Hi, this is just a short video just to run through the end of day process function built into our point of sale program. So I'll give you a walkthrough on what that process looks like, some of the setup, and by all means, if you've got any questions, feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email and I'll help out. But I'll share my screen and jump straight into it. There we go. You should be able to see my main screen there. Now, as you may know, this screen here is totally customizable, but I've got my shortcut there for my end of shift process or my end of day routine. First thing it asks me is for the staff initials. So you can turn that on or off. It just helps for any auditing. So it's recording in the background who's running the end of day process and what time they're starting that as well. So if ever you want to look at what time someone closed off the till, you can certainly see that info. When I first jump in, it just calculates all of my transactions. Now, before I go through this process, I'll just hit my setup because there's a few important configuration options in here. So firstly, your settings can be configured per machine. So you can either run your end of day process for just one machine, or if you had 5 registers, you could close 2 off at once or all of them. Most customers do choose to do all in one process. I've got mine set just on this terminal for the sake of this presentation. You can also set whether your till automatically resets. So I've got my float pre-configured in the background for having a set amount of float each day, but you can also manually set that. So if you, for example, count the notes and coins at the end of the day, and maybe you just leave all the coins in there and not worry about getting back to a level playing field, you can certainly just put in what you want the amount to be for the following day. I've got mine set on automatic. You've also got a heap of options here whether you do want to bother with counting the notes and coins. Some businesses these days don't worry about going to that much detail, given that far more transactions are FPOS these days. You've also got a toggle there for whether you include the float when you count the notes and coins. So some businesses will take their base float out and simply count the remaining cash. So what they actually took for the day, they'll count that value. So you've got all of those options there. There's several different reports that you can turn on and off. I'm just going to leave my defaults turned on. I do also have another option here to turn on a detailed sales report. So if you want to get a report of every item that was sold for the day, you can certainly get that too. And in the background, you can also configure when you run this end of day process, whether it will automatically email or text message this information, your end of day information, through to certain email addresses and mobile numbers. And on this detailed sales one, I'll just hit the options there. That gives you the option of seeing sale price and GP information. You can view your cost price information on that as well. And it gives you the option of how you want to treat lay-bys as well. So some of our customers like to see their lay-by sales information based on the sale date. So when that lay-by was processed, because that will help them formulate what they want in terms of staffing, because that's when the actual work was done for the selling of the product. Others want that information for financial records, so I can treat that lay-by sale as being date completed instead of the date that it was actually placed. So you've got a couple of toggles for that as well. It's going to hit proceed. This is just going to go back through and just recalculate, just in case I did make any changes to that option. So what this screen gives me, on the left, it shows me my terminals. So if I had multiple registers, it would show me which terminal did how much in transactions. And on the right, it shows me my peak periods of the day, so I can see when I was busiest. I've also got an option at the bottom here to put any notes in. So if I want to call out, maybe there was road works out the front, I can put that information on my end of shift report, and that will then go through as part of that email or text message as well. As I continue through, this next report gives me a breakdown of all of my sales for the day. So showing me how many products I sold from each department, what discounts were given, my GST totals and my sales totals. Now, this will also show you your average for that particular day of the week. I haven't got history. This uses the last 10 weeks of sales history to calculate that. But that would show you whether you're up or down on an average Friday, being the day that I'm running this now. So I can see whether, I've had a good day or a bad day. If I scroll down on this, if I looked at it and went, wow, I did really good in, say, my bike department there, I can scroll down to the bottom of this, and this will show me what my top selling products were by quantity on the left, and by dollar amount on the right. So you can, get some really good information as you go through this. This one actually spans over 2 pages. And on the second page, it's just giving me some statistical information on my actual sales, how many customers came through, whether any new customers were added into my database. I can have a sales target preset. I don't. And I can also see what my average sale value is there as well. If you are using the discount vouchers, so similar to that one there, a little voucher on the bottom of the receipt, it will give you your statistical information on that as well. So how many were generated, the value, and whether any redemptions were used on those vouchers. And on the right, it shows me any negative or discount transactions. So if I continue through, the next thing it wants me to count my notes and coins. And like I said before, this can be disabled if you don't want to do that, but I'm just going to make up some figures there. So I just counted 1,700 roughly. When I go to my next screen, this is then going to give me a summary. So here's what I counted. I counted just under 1,700. I didn't have a float set in my system. So I actually counted 1,699. My system, based on my cash takings, expected me to have 5,200 in cash. So I'm missing $3,500 in cash. Any retailer is going to be concerned seeing that sort of value. You always want that to be, within $5 or $10 tops. If I scroll down a bit further, it shows me my non-cash reconciliation. So how much went through credit cards, POS checks, and any other payment methods. You can customize your own payment methods in the system as well. So if you have customers paying by direct deposit or, buy now, pay laters and things like that, we can set up all of those payment types. So I can see all of that there for my non-cash. How much went on to accounts, be it for invoices, lay-bys or orders, how much was paid off of accounts, and my final standpoint for accounts for the day. Whether there was any no sales, so if I took money out of the till for petty cash or I needed to put more coins in for change, I can manage all of that and it'll give me a summary. And then I've got my final reconciliation at the bottom. All I've got to do from there is hit my next option. That will then transfer all of that information across. So I've just got mine set to give me another report there. But yeah, you can turn that one on or off as well. That would then, as soon as I finalize that, that would, print out all of those reports and balance off my till for me. I'm all ready to start the next day. That's all there is to it. Then if you want to integrate with Xero, it's simply a matter of, you don't have to do this every day, I should add, but some customers choose to do it daily, weekly, or whatever it may be. But if you integrate with Xero, you simply then hit your Xero integration, flag it to connect, and it'll send that info through. If you've got any questions at all on that, my phone's always on. You're welcome to shoot me an email. I'm more than happy to help. Thanks for watching.